All right, welcome back to the other side of the coin, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you guys are all doing well. Sorry, I'm a little bit late today. Generally, I start around 9:30 a.m. UK time, but today just was running a bit late with a few of the household chores. So yeah, I had to take care of that, or else the wife's not going to be a very happy person. So I had to do that. Hope you guys are all doing well wherever you guys are. Today is going to be a very chilled, relaxed, live stream. Really want to connect with each and every one of you guys. Really want to see what you guys have to say. There's a lot of there's a lot of talk that's happening in the Chelsea community at the moment in regards to, can we get a midfielder? Can we please get a right back? Can we get this? Can we get that? And I'm like, do you know what? I need us to get our first priorities, or as many first priorities as we can get. I don't want us to deter away from the plan, because there's no way you can prolong with a project. There's no way you can have good outcome on a project if you make silly mistakes again. These silly mistakes got us into trouble previously. This is why we're trying to clean things up right now. We should focus on the first priorities. I mean, okay, every now and then you can focus on the second priority, because not always your first priority is going to work out, and that's fine. But right now, the way we're moving in terms of the midfielders that we connected with, it looks like it's plan C, plan D, and I don't want us to move that way. If we're not going to get plan A or plan B, then let's shut up shop, let's wait for the summer, and let's see how things go. Similarly with the right back situation as well, Malo Gusto looks like we want him, he wants us, but Leon have other ideas, and that's fine. There's no need to pay over. So there's a thing about making sure you get your first priorities, or your second at most. No need to go to third and the fourth priorities. As I said, that'll get us into trouble the way we are now in terms of all these unwanted players. And the other factor is no need to pay overs on players that, even if they are first priorities, no need to pay overs unless you know for goddamn surety that these players are going to explode. Do you know what I mean? Like, for example, Mudryk, I can understand maybe why Chelsea were looking to pay extra, because we could see the people that saw Mudryk during the Champions League, bits and pieces from Shakhtar Donetsk in the Ukrainian league, they could see as potentially a player that you could pay a bit more for. João Felix, you could potentially pay a bit more for. Malo Gusto, as good as he is as a youngster, still not really proven anything as yet. So that it doesn't make sense to pay overs. Do you know what I mean? You rather just stick around, wait around, see if you can go again in the summer. And I know we don't want to be in that predicament again where, God forbid, if Reece James get injured, then you're back to square one with Azpilicueta. I get it. But recently, Chalobah has been playing well over there. So there's that to think about. So, look, for me, I think there's enough ingredients, ladies and gentlemen. I think there's enough ingredients now for Graham Potter to start getting some consistent victories. And I think this is perfect. This is the perfect case scenario. This is perfect for us. This is perfect for the team. We can now finally, with the players that are injured, a lot of them will be coming back against Fulham. Whether they're going to be in the bench, whether they're going to start, a lot of them will be coming back. Reece James, Ben Chilwell, they're ready to go, but they'll start from the bench. I don't want them to be absolutely rushed back into the starting lineup, but they're there now. Sterling should be back as well. Zakaria hopefully around the corner. So I feel like this is great. We will finally get to see what Graham Potter is really made of. He should have enough ingredients now to put together some victories, in my opinion. Now, I'm not putting this down as a marker that, your job's on the line. No. I'm just putting a marker that there should be expectations to win now, unlike previously where there was an expectation to lose, expected loss. Because of all the injuries, because of us not having quality, we have now immense quality up front. We do. In my opinion, we do. Yeah, someone saying Felix going to start against Fulham. No, he won't. He won't. I think he's suspended for one more game. But we should have enough to beat Fulham this time around. Mudryk, Madueke. I think Sterling should be back as well. Kai Havertz needs to get a kick on. Do you know what I mean? So, like, we should now do our level best. And don't forget, as I said, Reece James and Ben Chilwell, they're training now. They're in training. So they should potentially be in the bench. Chukwuemeka, let's start utilizing him a little bit more. That's just my feeling. Ladies and gentlemen, 5 minutes in, 5.5 minutes in, over 200 people live. Smash the like button. Let's get those likes up to 100 immediately. I'm going to take some comments from you guys. Let me know what you think. Is it necessary to go out there and panic buy now? Or you want to stick to your number one selections or number two at most? And do you think, even if we didn't do the remaining business, I still think this January window has been phenomenal for us. We've done some great business, but Ishil looks like he's a talented CB so far for the first couple of matches. Looks a little bit more balanced, composed than Koulibaly has. Mudryk, he looks like he's going to make a difference for us. Madueke, he also looks very, very entertaining. Andre Santos, don't forget. David Datra Fofana. João Felix. Like, this has been good. I think this January transfer window has been good. No need to go out there and buy your Onanas and so on and so forth. I think now Graham Potter has the ingredients to at least get some victories. Let's see what you guys are saying. The biggest worry is that Chelsea won't be the only club with the money in the summer window, and we defo won't make top four. The good quality options will favor other clubs. Look, so be it. This is where scouting will have to come in play. Don't forget, we are already promised of Nkunku in the summer. Next season, Nkunku's in the bag. It's about finding a good midfielder and finding a good right back. Maybe finding a couple of good midfielders, because we want to let go of a few as well. We're linked with the Southampton player, Romeo Lavia. Do you know what I mean? So, Moses Caicedo. Enzo Fernandez. I mean, I don't think that story is finished as yet. I think come summer, we probably will be out there again. Ziyech won't join Everton. No way he's joining Everton. Man, Everton's in a mess. I agree, Miz. Either our first targets or no one. I'm happy to go even as far as the second targets, but no less than second. That's the max. Because you start influxing the team with your third and fourth choice, and then you're back again with this whole mud where we want to get rid of a lot of players. Ben Stokes, look how Potter gave Buddy Shield time to adapt before his first game. Yeah, take your time. Take your time with some of these players and slowly embed them in. Should we go back for Dumfries in the summer? Look, I still rate Dumfries a lot. Inter Milan are apparently in trouble. Inter Milan needs money. We're in a bit of a mess with Lukaku. I think Lukaku might be back to Chelsea Football Club. We'll wait to see more news. Inter financially are in trouble. Ms. Check Simon Phillips' tweet. Okay, let's have a look at what Simon Phillips is saying latest. 2 minutes ago, Chelsea are not done yet this window. They're still looking at a young right back and at least one more midfielder. With Moses Caicedo and Enzo Fernandez, the two being looked at in particular. Look, I'm glad that the two midfielders that we're considering at the moment is Moses Caicedo and Enzo Fernandez. But don't hold your breath if it doesn't happen. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm praying. I am praying that it happens. Either one of them. But the way I look at it from the news that's been coming out with Enzo Fernandez, it's all up to Benfica. Benfica's got to come to the party with us. If they can give us some sort of hope that they're okay with payment structures and not wanting the entire fee up front, then maybe we can do something. But Benfica are staunch about the situation that they want the money up front. Moses Caicedo, I'm still hopeful. Moses Caicedo is the only one that I'm hopeful about. It really depends on whether Brighton can get a replacement, because at the end of the day, Brighton needs a replacement. He's a big player for them. He's a big player for them. And Brighton apparently are going for Amadou Haidara from Leipzig. So let's see. Let's see if that happens. It may not happen. Brighton needs a replacement. If Lukaku comes back, we'll try to sell him. And if no one wants him, we will terminate his contract. I think it's as easy as that, my man. I don't think it's as easy as that. Off topic, but just for you, Miz, let me have a look what this is about from Shubra. Shubra, I hope you're doing well. Alhamdulillah and Ronaldo. Oh, man, come on. Everyone's giving Ronaldo a hard time just because their team is out of the Saudi Super Cup. People forget with Enzo, you have to pay 40 million plus exactly the tax. People forget, man. People forget the tax. We were demanding 120 million up front from the beginning, or only after we... Nah, do you know what? I think they were demanding that from the get-go. We just try to do a sneaky on them. If we need to get Caicedo, we can target Manu Kone or Ibrahim Bamba. Look, it's great to put the names out there, but really depends on who Chelsea are linked with. People are saying check Simon Phillips. We've already checked that. I've already talked to, highlighted that. So don't worry about that. Saw the latest news on it. It's not really news. I mean, we kind of know that Chelsea's targets are Caicedo and Enzo Fernandez, and that's great to know. Are they going to happen? I'm not really sure. With Caicedo, I think it's still hopeful. There aren't enough ingredients, Miz. Midfield, there is absolutely nothing. Forward players can't function with a dead midfield. We need something. I mean, look, phenomenal, Finn. I hear you. But once this window is over, I need Graham Potter to start finding a solution. I'm not going to start the 1st of February with expected loss philosophy. I'm sorry. You got potentially Kante coming back at the end of February. You got Jorginho, you got Kovacic, you got Mount, you got Gallagher, you got Ruben Loftus-Cheek, you got Chukwuemeka, Andre Santos. Like, do something. Do something. The new owners have spent money, brother. The new owners have thrown money. You can't give me that. It's not going to happen. By the way, people are saying there's a new tweet from Simon Phillips. All right, let me read this out. Chelsea are considering a new bid for Enzo Fernandez as we approach the deadline. They're renegotiating and looking to offer players on loan. I mean, Sky Sports News. Didn't we know this though, ladies and gentlemen? Didn't we hear this a few days ago? That Chelsea are looking to offer a new deal with players. That was literally a few days ago. There's nothing new from Sky Sports. Literally a couple of days ago, I said, line up our players, line up all our players, and tell Benfica, who do you want? Who do you want? I mean, ladies and gentlemen, you let me know. Like, do you feel the same way, like Phenomenal Finn here, where if there's no midfield, and I get it, our midfield's not the greatest, but at least try and find a tune out of him, man. Try and find something. These players are not utterly rubbish. Like, they just need to believe in you, Potter. I personally think there's probably players that don't believe in your plan. You just need to sell the plan. You need them to play for you. I can't move into February knowing that our owners have brought in Madueke, brought in João Felix, brought in Mudryk, brought in Badiashile, brought in Andre Santos, brought in David Dutra Fofana, and then I'm going to sit here and go, do you know what? You didn't give me a midfielder, so don't expect too much. I can't. I think Graham Potter's got to find ways to win. I'll be very devastated if the second part of this season doesn't show some form of improvement. I don't want to be 10th. I need to be in the top 6. I know top 4 is a bit far-fetched, but at least in the top 6, man, somewhere. Girona Alex Garcia has he as good as Enzo, but nobody sees because he's playing for Girona. If we can get him, I'm okay. A few people have seen that name being thrown around. I don't know too much about him. People have been saying Enzo Lee as well. Enzo Lee Fee. I feel like is that the name that people are talking about? Look, need Chelsea to get linked with these players. At the moment, these are not the links. So we can throw names out there. If we can't get midfielders, just play Felix as a roaming 10 and go a bit deeper to get the ball and create. The squad is good enough till summer. I personally think so. I really do. I personally think it's at least good enough to start picking up better results. At least get UEL spot. Don't want that conference league. Exactly. Top 6, man. 5th or 6th. 6th. Fine. Just not 10. People are forgetting when we had mostly fit players, Potter got us through the Champions League group playing well. Exactly. This is what I'm saying. Players like Reece James will be back. Reece James, huge player for us. He'll be back. There'll be depth with Chilwell. Kante is going to be a cheat code, hopefully, by the end of February, that he gets rid of all of these injuries. We can get a fit Kante back and get a Kante that is somewhat still, has the quality of that Champions League Kante. I think we're going to be mint. We're going to be mint. Trust me, this midfield is not as bad as people said. The reason they look very bad lately because our forward is too bad. Every time they pass to forward, they don't know what to do or just ghosting. Yeah, some of our players, Kai Havertz has been indifferent. Mason Mount's been indifferent. Gallagher hasn't been good. So there could be a point there. Use Reece in midfield if Gusto joins. Hopefully Leon lets him go as well. We'll see. We'll monitor that situation. Surely Brighton would accept 65 million plus 10 million add-ons for Caicedo. I think so. I think we should make a proper effort to go towards Caicedo because I don't know if Benfica is going to do anything, man. I don't think Benfica wants any of our players. And they really want that entire money up front. Caicedo, I think this deal gets it done. 65 million plus 10 million in add-ons, I think gets it done. At the moment, we bid 55. Chelsea's problem with Caicedo is that they hold Tchouaméni as the benchmark. And apparently Tchouaméni cost 66 million. So what Chelsea's saying is surely Caicedo is not better than Tchouaméni in terms of valuation. But what Chelsea is failing to understand is that every other club knows we're desperate for a midfielder. So, people are milking it. It's not always about let's find the relevant price. Let's find the relevant valuation. It doesn't work like that. People see how desperate you are. So they want to jack up the price because you're desperate. You'll probably take it. These last 3 days have been the most boring Chelsea transfer news. Yeah, not much been going on after the Madueke situation. We got a little bit excited with the Enzo Fernandez thing, but quickly everything sort of not going our way at the moment. But the way I look at it, I don't want to do any panic buys. I do not want us to do any panic buys. Panic buys will get us into trouble like the way it did previously, and then you're stuck with players that you potentially don't want anymore. And the way our owners are handing out large deals, long deals, I don't want any panic buy at 7.5-year contract. Can you imagine? Amadou Onana on a 7.5-year contract plus 1 year, option to increase. That would be mad. That would be mad. That Liverpool game is a clear example that we need a new midfield. We definitely need a new midfield. There's no doubt about that. But if it can't happen in January, then I think we should wait till summer. Brighton might reject any offer this late. And that's the other thing, Shubra. It's getting late now. It really is. It's really getting late. Enzo Leafy is not a panic buy. No, of course he's not. But The Undertaker, are we linked? Show me one article, show me one, journalist in the nose that's actually linking us to Enzo Leafy. If they are, let's go for it. We can pluck out players from the air and say, oh, let's get this, let's get that. We're trying to be realistic as to who we linked with. Do you know what I mean? Just buy Gusto and get midfield in summer. Yeah, look, if we can get Gusto, I think that would be very, very good. We are going to have to resort to using Drinkwater. Is the lad even contracted Chelsea? Still, nah, he's done, man. He's done. Drinkwater's finished. We live to fight another day. This Brighton and Benfica are acting like bees with honey. We are not panic buying. Summer will come and go. Let's work with what we have. Yeah, look, I think we've done very good in this window, man. Like, we treated the January window like a summer window, really. Normally, people don't do this type of damage in the January window. Look at the level of players that we bought as well. It's pretty good business. In fact, exceptional business, if I'm being honest. So, I'm happy for us to keep working on this for summer and see what else can we do. And I know a few people, you're right. It may not be easy not having Champions League football, but start scouting from now. And you never know, maybe give the bits and pieces minutes to Andre Santos. See how that goes. Don't forget, next season we'll have Nkunku to start the season off as well. Do you know what? I can't believe someone said this. A lot of people might laugh at this, RS7. A lot of people might laugh at this, but I've been watching some of Man United's few matches recently. Look, I'm not advocating let's go get Aaron Wan-Bissaka, but I'm just saying this has been a bit of a remontada. This has been a bit of a comeback from this brother. He's better on the ball, always solid in defense, but, looks like he's now a regular on the right side. I'm not advocating, but I'm just saying, I'm just pointing it out that he's been playing good. Himanshu he's not ready for this. Aaron Wan-Bissaka is stinky miss. Look, I know once again, I don't think first choice. I'd take Malo Gusto for sure. But I'm just saying, Wan-Bissaka is not. I don't know, Himanshu, if you've really watched. I've watched Man United's last 3 games. And he's been okay. And I think after the World Cup, it's been him. Defensively, he looks good. Going forward, he's not that bad. And then the way he's passing under Ten Hag, let's see. Look, we're not linked with him, and I don't think Man United will sell him. He won't fool me. His ball knowledge has taken a hit to even taking. See, I knew you guys would react like this. This is what I'm saying. A lot of people won't like this, but I'm just saying he's been playing around. I'm not advocating for us to get him. No chance. We don't want him. He's just in form and inconsistent. Yeah, fair enough. Insert meme, I'm familiar with your game. You can't fool me again. Fair enough. Aaron Wan-Bissaka looks like he was supposed to play in midfield. Big up, we should consider Billy Gilmore. He is very technical. Graham Potter wanted him at his former club. What's going on with Billy Gilmore, ladies and gentlemen? Even De Zerbi, like Roberto De Zerbi, he doesn't start him. I think he's played him a couple of times in the cup games, but what's gone wrong with Billy Gilmore? Is he just not able to impress? I know Graham Potter took him. I mean, it would look so silly, wouldn't it? Like selling Billy Gilmore and then now bringing him back again. I think our owners tried to hint to Billy Gilmore, don't go, because potentially Graham Potter's coming our way. They were trying to give him the hint, do not leave. But he left. I don't know, man. I don't know whether I'd go back for Billy Gilmore again, man. Yeah, we did sell him. Did we sell Gilmore? I think it was for 9 million. We sold him. Sad, to be honest, he was supposed to be our Iniesta. Yeah, man. And you know what? Even in Euros for Scotland, he was actually all right. A couple of man of the match performances as well, I remember. It's sad. No, Billy Gilmore, we need stronger and bigger players. Why don't we get Edson Alvarez? I don't know what has happened, man. This brother is no more in the vicinity. He's no more linked to us, Again, this is the same player we chased last summer on deadline day, and he was desperate to leave. But maybe with Christopher Vevell and Paul Winstanley now taking care of the transfer business, maybe they don't rate Edson Alvarez. Maybe they don't rate him. So, yeah, once again, don't want us to panic. Because I really think instead of going to Noni Madueke, we should have invested that in Caicedo or Enzo. Look, it's not about the investment, Jay. I think this is where a lot of the fan base is getting a bit, misunderstood. Like they're not really seeing the situation. Chelsea doesn't have issues with money. So the point that you're making, we shouldn't have gone for Noni Madueke. We should have invested that on because it's not about the money. We've got the money. We've got the money to get Madueke. We've got the money to get Caicedo. We've got the money to get Enzo. We've got the money to get everyone. It's a matter of payment structures. This is why the UEFA rules and regulations are changing in the next window. Because what we were doing is we were looking for payment structures, number one, and we were dishing out long-term contracts so that we can amortize that fee. But if we, like for instance, Benfica, they want the money up front. They want the 120 million plus taxes, so it could potentially be 160 million up front. Now, we have the money to give up front, but we will get in deep trouble with FFP. All the business that we've done so far, whatever the money that you're seeing that is the transfer fee is actually in the accounting books. Only a portion of it is going to be stamped per year. Do you know what I mean? So even though, for example, Mudryk is what? I think close to about 90 million, 95 million, something like that. But we paid about 60 or 62 million up front. And the remainder is based on add-ons and this and that. And on top of that, we've given Mudryk an 7.5-year contract. So when we start putting that 65 or 62 million, we can amortize that player. In our books, we can start putting down that, okay, first year this amount, second year that amount. So having to pay Benfica all of that up front would really hurt our books. Really, really hurt our books. City versus Arsenal watch along. Look, maybe, I don't know, not on my channel. Soon I'll kick things with all these other matches as well. But potentially on Matisse's channel, we could do something. Let's see what happens. We were thinking about doing an all-you-can-eat Chelsea watch-along where myself, Matisse, Baba, and Eunice, we're going to get together, try and get together more often and cover other games. Obviously, Matisse is already doing that, but we're trying to cover a lot more games and try and rotate within the different channels. So we'll see what happens. Arsenal fans are salty because Mudryk came to Chelsea because of the money. Yeah, they can be as salty as they might want, as much as they want. I think we should invest in midfield in the summer, 100%. The midfield needs to be fixed. Clubs prefer to sell players over the summer window. With Chilwell back, we should try Cucurella in midfield. He's in form, La Masia, so he should be a decent ball player. And he even played in midfield for Getafe in a couple games in La Liga. Yeah, that could be an option. That could be an option. That could. Before we end things, ladies and gentlemen, I want to ask you guys. I mean, of course, I think majority of us add Monster Muse. Add Monster. Add him where? I don't really talk to Monster, Queen of the South. So, yeah, I'm not really like that with him to, connect with him. And I don't think he does YouTube anymore anyway. I think he works full time. So, I don't think that's going to happen. But yeah, as I said, just before we wrap up, I think we can all agree that Chelsea shouldn't panic buy. But I want to ask you guys, and I want to see what comments you guys have. Do you think now, like if the transfer window, whenever it closes in a couple of days, and we don't get any more new players in, do you think there's enough for Graham Potter to start picking up wins and go on a bit of a run? Don't forget, the injured players, a lot of them will be back. So let me know. Let me know what your thoughts are. We're going to wrap things up on that. I want to take up some comments. I liked your idea of just making this football channel, like talking about the Trossard to Arsenal thing. Now there's Dean Henderson to Everton and Pickford to Spurs. Look, there's a lot of things that I want to do. I guess what you guys all have to understand, look, I work full-time as well. Like I've got my full-time work. I know I want to make YouTube as the full-time thing, but it's not just there as yet. Obviously, I've got a family. I've got my wife, my son. There's a lot on my plate. I do have plans down the track that maybe this channel acts as a complete Chelsea channel, and then I might have a secondary channel down the track where I try and cover La Liga, Serie A, a lot of other things, just football in general. So look, for the time being, there's plans, and I'm only going to execute it once I feel it's ready to go. Do you know what I mean? Depends if it stays fit. If we get Malo Gusta, I'll be happy. I think our midfield can hold out till summer at least. If it's not plan A, it isn't available. Yeah, agreed. Many players need to work on their fitness levels. Some of them are terrible in conditions. What about Onana? I don't. Oh, nah. Esa, nah. Only if Zakaria comes back. He should be back a couple of weeks max. Potter is expected to use all his time to work with the players and we have a lot of them. Exactly. We should get top 4 with this squad. We are only halfway through the season. Yeah, go on a bit of a run. Look, I'm not going to push Potter to get top 4. I mean, that'd be great. But top 6, at least top 6 now. Is irony enough that we can't buy Arsene Zakarian for the fee that somehow the money might get to Putin to finance the war? But these lot wouldn't mind to finance the war by buying Russian gas. Exactly. Look, it was never about the Russia thing with Chelsea, was it? It's just, it was all politics to get Roman out and, potentially get the club selling. Liz, who do you think will win the league? Oof. Look, I don't want it to be Arsenal. I really don't. I really, really don't. Their fan base is mad. I really hope it's City, but I think the mind is saying it's going to be Arsenal, man. I mean, they look unstoppable. They really do. I think at least one midfielder is necessary for the remainder of the season. Look, as long as it's Caicedo or Enzo Fernandez. If anyone else, we'll see. He already have enough problem in his system. He doesn't know who he is or who the players should have consistency. Potter is always repairing. Actually, we don't have our first 11. Let's hope he look. Once the window closes, I need Graham Potter to start winning games, man. I'll feel really sad for the owners with all the money spent and we still look mid-table. It can't be like that. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you guys have enjoyed this. Smash the like button if you have. If you're here for the first time, subscribe. Hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content. Make sure you subscribe. We are so close to 20,000. So close. So let's subscribe. And I shall see you guys later on UK time, wrapping up the day's news. So do look out for that. Thank you once again for joining. Until next time. See ya.